Dun 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 dun. Flash! Oh! Wait, wrong Flash? Oh. The Flash is coming to save the DCEU, and he's just the one to do it. With the big three at DC getting all the attention, it might be easy to underestimate the importance of the Flash. I mean, when you get down to it, he basically has half of Superman's many powers. Even Wonder Woman is fast, so what's so great about the Scarlet Speedster? Well, he changed the nature of comic book storytelling, and he's about to bring that magic to the big screen in his first ever feature film. When the DCEU's Bruce Wayne meets Barry Allen for the first time, trying to assess his talents, he concludes that he's fast when Allen is able to pick a thrown batarang with ease. No small feat when thrown by Batman. He concludes that Allen is indeed fast. Allen's response is that conclusion is an oversimplification. That's no throwaway line. A lot of people are fast, but the Flash actually embodies speed by tapping into the Speed Force, a semi-sentient force of the universe that allows Allen to tap into Speed's more relativistic properties. More than his ability to go mind-bogglingly fast, or vibrate through things, or any of the other advantages that moving so much faster than us mortals, it's that access to speed that makes him one of the most important characters in the DC universe. To understand why and how, we have to have a quick review of what makes the Flash, Flash. Struck by lightning, forensic investigator Barry Allen was giving access to the Speed Force, making him the fastest man alive. There are two important distinctions. First, he was not the first Flash, that was Jay Garrick, who wore a nifty Hermes hat during the Golden Age. The second is that Allen's requisite tragedy that made him a hero is that his mother was killed at a young age and his father was blamed for it. The multiverse is all the rage right now, with the folks over at the MCU who have been tearing up the multiverse and then trying to tape it together, unsuccessfully. But the multiverse is not a new thing. The comic book Multiverse was introduced in the pages of The Flash in the 1961 issue 123, Flash of Two Worlds, where Barry Allen met his Golden Age counterpart Jay Garrick. When Flash met the Flash, the multiverse was born, and comic books had an out for long-running and sometimes burdensome continuities. They could retell or modernize stories without harming the original timelines and stories. The only problem was that once creators had that freedom, all the different realities started to become their own confusion. So comics invented things like Crisis on Infinite Earth or Secret Wars to clean up the multiverse and give everything a bit of a fresh start. Which brings us to Flashpoint, and how the Flash is here to save the DCEU. Briefly, Barry's ability to tap the Speed Force gives him relativistic speeds, which means that he's also able to dilate time. Here's a fun fact: an airline pilot over the course of 40 years of flying 25 hours a year has dilated time by 0.000000156 hours. To pilots, we're the mysterious people of 0.000000156 hours in the future. Being a comic book character and not entirely beholden to Einsteinian physics, Flash's access to the Speed Force means that if he tries hard enough or gets a really boss treadmill like the Cosmic Treadmill, can't find that in the Peloton catalog, the Flash can actually travel through time. Generally speaking, he feels like he has the moral obligation not to do that. But if you have one dead parent and another wrongly accused, and you can travel through time, well, we call that an attractive nuisance. Eventually, the Flash goes back in time to save his mom and predictably messes up the entire timeline. Bruce Wayne is shot and Papa Wayne goes into the superhero business, among other massive and not so great changes. The efforts to fix it reset the DC continuity, setting in motion their big reset, the New 52. If you've been watching The Flash over at the Arrowverse, this might sound familiar because they've already done their own version of the Flashpoint series. More importantly, they've done Crisis on Infinite Earths, which did something remarkable years before Peter Parker met Peter Parker, who also met Peter Parker. The Arrowverse's Crisis event canonized every live-action DC adaptation, dating back and including Tim Burton's Batman. It also resulted in Grant Gustin's Flash meeting Ezra Miller's Flash, putting the DCEU and the Arrowverse in the same multiverse for the first time. It might be generous to say that the DCEU has had a rough takeoff, and the continuity isn't particularly clear. In some cases, the studio's looking for a redo, like with Robert Pattinson's upcoming The Batman. The DCEU is going to send the Flash to the rescue one more time, as the DCEU's Flash will attempt some going through time to rescue his mom and exonerate his dad, and it'll likely completely shake up the DCEU, setting the stage for the shared universe for the coming years. To do that, it means that the new Flash movie will be a bit of an all-skate for the DCEU. Not only will Michael Keaton reprise his iconic take on the Cape Crusader from the Tim Burton films, but the love him or hate him Batfleck will get his swan song in the movie. Something Ben Affleck has said that will be a fitting close for that chapter. Zod and his lieutenant will make the return from Man of Steel as well. To set up a story that promises to be this huge, DC will release a prelude comic prior to the Flash movie called Flash, the Fastest Man Alive, where the DCEU Flash gets superhero tips from Batman to defeat the villain Girder. Just what the DCEU will look like after the events of Flashpoint aren't clear, but given the world-changing nature of that story, it's sure to be huge. You know what might be a fun gig on the set of the Flash movie or TV show? Being the person who operates the blast of air that simulates the Flash suddenly leaving, arriving, or just going by. Where do you apply to be the air cannon operator, huh?
Boy, I gotta be honest, I can't believe that's the end of the video already. The video just sped right by, am I right? It's a Flash video. What are you looking forward to the most in the new Flash movie? What are some of your favorite DC movie moments? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, everybody, thanks for watching.